Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Doc of Detox Show. My special guest today is Dean Sileo, who is the director of the Sileo Wellness Clinic. Dean is a whole life coach and Wolfe Deep Tissue Master Trainer. Dean has his own clinic and lives in Houston, Georgia. How you doing today, Dean?
Man, I'm fantastic, Darrell. Feeling great.
It's been quite the ride, eh?
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. It really has.
So, this journey has started with you approximately about just over about 3.5 years ago, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It has. And what an amazing journey. I've grown so much since the first time we met till what I'm doing right now. It's amazing.
You know what? It's funny, as soon as we decide that we're ready to be courageous enough to live our passion and to really live our passion and go get our dreams and know that fear is just the illusion, we're not only getting our dreams, but we're actually discovering and uncovering our authentic self and claiming that God-given right that we all came here for. There's not one thing that I think could be worse than not coming here to live your life's purpose, which is everybody's passion. What do you think?
Absolutely right. I'm living my truth. I'm living my dream. I get to help people, animals, and I do it every day. So every day is just a joy. There are no more Mondays. I don't worry about, every day is just a joy. It's totally different from being a construction, high stress job to doing what I love to do, putting smiles on people's face to letting them limp in and having them walk out.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it's affected you, not just your inner being, but it's affected your personal life as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I have more joy. It used to be my wife would say, well, where's your joy? And I started thinking, where is my joy? How come I let that go? How come I lock that away? Let that little kid come out and play. And that's what I've done. And it's amazing. Every day is just, I'm living my truth. And yeah, it's not all sunshine and lollipops. There's things that happen, and it's how do you react to it? Are you going to let yourself ruin your whole day? Or are you going to just 3, 2, 1, I got this, and take action where you can?
It's really amazing because I probably, and when I say this, I mean it, I probably talk to a couple dozen people every week that have been telling me that they've always wanted to get into healing. They've always wanted to become a practitioner. And they believe that they don't have the smarts to do it. And you know what? And if I can say this, we have actually been programmed to believe that if you don't go to school for years, and I mean years, and that there's only a selective few that have the ability to heal. And the funniest thing is, and please don't get me wrong, this is not about controversy, but the reality is that those people that we actually look at as the healthcare arm for the majority of the population aren't even in health. So all I want to say is that we have so been advertised into actually being dumbed down to the point that we actually think medical doctors are in the health business. And then the problem is that they have put themselves on such a high pedestal that over the last 25 years since I've been running my school, that we have had people from housewives to chiropractors to people who worked in lumber field or people that were doing other businesses, or they were 60 years old, or even we've had them as old as 80 years old take our course and actually start practicing what they've always wanted to do, but they were actually fearful of doing it and not knowing that they could actually, they had it inside them. There was a genius healer inside of them that they just had to unleash, and that they could actually join an organization that supersedes the government, that you can actually practice anywhere in North America and no government body can tell you what to do. Meanwhile, I bet you, tell me your story a little bit, Dean, like what stopped you? Because I know that you've been into health and healing and you were doing it, but you never took the big leap. Now, I could be wrong because we never talked about this, but did you not take the big leap because you thought you weren't smart enough, or you didn't take the big leap because you thought that there was some legal issues behind it, or was it both, or was it none of that?
Well, it was, I just knew there had to be more. There had to be a way I could improve my life to help myself and to help others. I've always had a passion to want to help people and animals. And what works together that you can live your dream and help people in the same thing and make a living doing it. And it's Wolfe Deep Tissue, the whole life coaching. And I've really grown in what I do and how I help people and how I approach people when they first come to see me. I look at the condition they're in, not the condition they have. And then I cater to their needs. I don't come and force a bunch of stuff on them. I listen to what's going on with them, look at where they're at, and then I help them heal at their level.
All right. So, let me ask you a question. So why did you decide that it was going to be training with us? Why did you decide that you would go and do Wolfe Deep Tissue Technique and become a certified coach in emotional, nutritional, and detox with us? What made you pick that? And this is not about anything except, what made you gravitate this way?
Well, I had been looking online at college courses on something in the health and wellness field. I didn't know what it was. And I looked at everything that you had offered, and it was mind, body, and spirit healing. It was everything. Too many times when you go to the doctor, everybody's a specialist. Everything's in bits and pieces. The only way to properly heal is mind, body, and spirit. It's all together. And your course does that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So I just want to say this. Did you ever think that 3.5 years ago that you would ever see yourself at this point working on everything from constipation to cancer, able to actually prevent people with spinal problems, hip problems, knee problems, and other problems like that, when they come to you, that you could show them in the first treatment that they weren't going to go to surgery? I bet in all your days, you never dreamed that you could actually pull something off like that.
Never thought. I never had the confidence to do that, even if I had the tools or the ability or the belief in myself to do it. Now I can, it doesn't matter who I meet, a doctor, a nurse, or just anybody who's got a limp or who comes to talk to me. I can help them and tell them what it's going to take to let them heal. And if they choose not to, I can love them where they're at and let them go on about their way. But if they're truly wanting to heal themselves, I can help them become 100% to where they want to be.
Thank you. Everybody, I want you to understand something why we're doing this show today, okay? I asked Dean to do this show because I want you to understand something. Where he was, where he is now. And Dean came and he took our combined training 3 times. He's a master trainer. Don't take this lightly what I'm saying, because, it takes dedication and, believing in yourself. And I want to show you something, how amazing, and that we have been robbed of our human potential, that we do not realize that we are unlimited in how we can heal ourselves and become the light and show other people. And I can say this right now, and you can take it, leave it, get upset with me, but I will tell you something right now. I would go to Dean before I would go to many other people. And then you're going to go, well, he's only been practicing for 3.5 years. It's not how long you went to school. It's what you know. It's what you're going to do. Are you going to treat your patients? Are you going to train them? And are you going to treat them in a way that everything that you do can only have a positive, and there is no such thing as a negative side effect? So this is why we're here today, to talk about this, because we have been educated out of our, we've been educated to believe that we are limited as human beings. And understand something. If we all understood and unleashed the practitioner from within, this world would not be in the shape that it's in. So Dean, I want to ask you a question. What was it like after you completed the first course the first time, okay? When you first did the combined courses, you did the whole life coach, you did the Wolfe Deep Tissue, and then you did the Wolfe Non-Surgical. I want to know how you felt when you went and started working on people, but how did that change you with what you believed about yourself. Okay.
Okay. I got back and I worked on friends and family to get my practice in a little bit. And as I started working on people and I had clients come and see me, my confidence still was kind of, even though I was great at what I was doing, I had the technique. I was in tune with what's going on with them. I'm feeling on their body with my elbow. I'm intuitively being guided, and I would help people and they would get results, but I still had a little bit of FUD program, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it was dominant because 47 years of beating myself up with that to try to change that. You know, when I left your clinic, you told me, go ahead, get started. And I had all the tools and I held myself back. And it wasn't until the next time I came where my confidence really started to grow. And I was like, I do got this. And because at first when you taught this, I had to lie to myself. I love myself. I love you. It was very hard to look in the mirror and even look into my own eyes and say, I love you. And the first time you asked me that question, I laughed. And you said, well, there you go. When's the last time you told yourself, I love you? I didn't. So it's come full circle. It grows from having the confidence of doing and helping people to now I know I'm helping them. And it's when they don't and they get stuck, it's doing the physical work. They get stuck on an emotional issue that they're not wanting to release, because it all ties together. It's mind, body, and spirit. The physical is a physical and an emotional block. And when we release that, if they're not getting results, they're holding on to something that they need to let go of. And then that turns into an emotional consultation where we can dig in a little bit deeper and to help them find their true self.
Yeah, so everything is a journey, and I understand that. You know, it's like riding a bicycle or doing anything else. The more you repeat, the more you practice it. And if you understand that fear is just an illusion, because, you know, I mean, you know, you did struggle, didn't you? You struggled emotionally with yourself, with self-value like the rest of us. I mean, I did. I'm going to tell you right now. I need everybody to get this. You think that I just came into this chair and I can speak so casual, and even if I make a mistake, I just keep going, and you probably don't even notice, most of the audience out there. But the reality is it's only through repetition that I did this. You know, everybody says, oh my gosh, he's so lucky. There is no such thing as luck, okay? You create your luck. You are the creator of your luck. And, you know, Dean didn't get lucky. Dean had to work on himself. And honestly, the technique wasn't the problem, because Dean, the first time you came, I told you had it down, and I told you that you could work on anyone. And, you know, so we're talking about you coming the first 21 days and your technique was nailed. I said, you can go out there and you can match any practitioner out there and give a money back guarantee that on the first treatment that you would do more than the last 10 therapists that they went to. And you know what? I could say it, but you did not believe it.
No, I didn't. And it was terrifying from doing posts on Facebook or Instagram. When I first came to your course, the thought of doing something like this would terrify me. I wouldn't be able to do it. And now I give speeches at local small business meetings, and I find that 20 minutes isn't long enough. You know, they only give you a certain amount of time, and I enjoy it. And I can easily go off on a tangent and talk about everything that I do. I love it so much. So it's really been a growing experience. And then, you know, I didn't have the courage because I held myself back of doing it, even though I had everything I could do, but I did it anyway. I pushed through and I went with confidence. I snapped the fire out of my band. I got this. And every single session I did, I got this. I got this. And that's what did it for me. And now I'm happy to help whoever wants to be helped.
Well, you know, that's the whole key. Everything is programming. You know, there's nothing broken about us. We just have dysfunctional beliefs. The beliefs are broken, but we're not broken. There's a healer in everyone. There's a genius in everyone. You know, so yeah. So how does it feel that you are, you know, that you're a master trainer and you came away and you're actually helping us do trainings? And now you're training chiropractors, nurses, other professionals, and this is Dean, the guy. Okay, this is you. So, you know what? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's incredible. The first time I went to work on a chiropractor, they had a shoulder problem, and I was nervous to do it. And then after I had been doing this for a while, I was like, what are you afraid of? You're going to be more powerful than anything they've experienced. And it was true. They couldn't do adjustments properly because their shoulder was really, you couldn't stay flat. He couldn't stay flat against the wall when he went. I worked on him one session, and he's able to do his adjustments properly, and it really took off. And that really helped me with my confidence. But I'd already been, I love myself, I got this. And the more, it's like you say, the more you repeat, the more it sinks in, the more you start to believe it. You're putting out that positive energy.
How does it feel that you're actually teaching the health professionals that you used to and still admire, like chiropractors, nurses, even in the last course we had a medical oncologist, doctor. So how does it feel that you're teaching them? Isn't that something? Did you ever think you would be here?
When I have conversations with them, they stop and wow, you know so much. And it's all in just how your body works, and it's all the material that you have and you present to us. But one thing I want to say is, when people go through your course and you're in construction, or you're a nurse or you're a doctor, you're going to absorb all this information, and it becomes part of you. It's not something you really have to work at, because it's all really largely simple, and it all makes sense. It's all logical. So it all ties together, and you absorb it and you retain it because you feed it into your own lifestyle. So it's an everyday thing for me. That's how I live my life, the perfect day plan. So being able to teach these doctors and chiropractors and nurses, and it feels great. I'm like, wow, it's like the tables have turned. Usually they have a white coat on, I should be, they're in control. No, you are in control. You are the ultimate healer. And all we do is help people realize that it's their power to heal.
Excellent. And how receptive are people now when you start talking to them about, in your consultations, about their emotions? And you were telling me a couple of stories, and we won't get into those, about how a couple other health professionals that are actually dealing with emotional things, and here you are actually consulting them about their emotions and how their emotions are tied in to their physical problems, because the invisible creates the physical. And you were telling me that some of these people that you're working right now that are in the field of emotional health care didn't even understand that. They didn't even put the two together, that the emotional creates the physical. So how's that going over with not just the professional people you told me you're working with, but also just your regular clients and people coming in? Are they accepting it more?
The majority of them are. There's even, people are, oh, I didn't know that, or wow, that's very interesting. And then when they start implementing it, they go, holy cow, or I've never heard that before. And it's really amazing that they've been in it for so many years, and they've never put, like you said, all that together and implemented it in their life. And it's incredible. And then I do get the occasional people where, oh, I've heard all that. I know, and they really don't, but that's what they're telling me, because that's their beliefs. And they'll say, yeah, I tried that, it doesn't work. Well, you can't be. Something as simple as sun gazing, if you're doing that for 20 minutes a day, your vibration is going to be raised. So you can't be negative all the time. And then when you're calling me, oh, the pain, I can't. What do you want me to do? If you're not going to take action for yourself, I can't do it for you. I'm here to help you every step of the way, but you have to take the initiative to want to do it.
Yeah, we can untie their knots in just a matter of sometimes minutes, but then they can tie their knots back up in a matter of minutes if they're not conscious of their emotional state. And that really comes down to it, the state which they're in. And then the other thing is when you know everything, that's when you're done. When you think you know it all, you're done. And you know what? I got to tell you that I don't know, and I truly don't know anybody that has worked on their emotional being more than I have for the last quarter century. And I got to tell you something. I know very little about me yet. And And the thing is that when we say I know very little about me yet, I'm saying that once you start discovering how beautiful you are and how unlimited you are, and that there is no bottom to it, you know, it's so big and it's so expansive. It's as expansive as the universe. That's how wonderful we are. So, you know, when we've been taught academically, it's that little box that we carry around. And that's the problem. The more that, sometimes I believe the more that people get, that more education they have, condoned governmental, that type of education, it can be really crippling, because everything that gets passed through the government has to be passed through the corporations that are actually controlling the government. And I won't get into that either, but that's a fact. And that's why we have so many people out there that are growing herbs, that are helping their family, but would like to go out there and help the world, but they don't know how to do it. And they don't know that they can actually bridge this gap and do it legally, because all they've heard is how they're threatened, how they just don't have the power. And you've definitely proven that, right?
Absolutely have.
Yeah.
Do it. You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah. So between your emotional and your nutritional consultations, I bet that your patients are, once you create that perfect day for them, that systematic thing that they can repeat each day, and then your patients knowing that they can actually call you after you do a consultation that one time, they can call you as often as they need to, and you're always going to be there to support them. That's probably why you keep telling me that you weren't able to do my show for the last 4 weeks, eh?
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, the common thread is they've heard bits and pieces of nutritional information here and there, but what they're looking for is a blueprint to put it all together, to follow it step by step. And that's what people always ask me for. Yeah, all this information is great, but how do I implement it in my daily lifestyle? And that's what the Perfect Day does. We can custom fit it for their lifestyle, and it's baby steps. So we don't have to overwhelm them with all of these things they can't do. With simple exercise, rebounding, core twisting, foam rolling, the pelvic expander, we're doing these things slowly and do 2 minutes. At least they're doing something, baby steps. And then it becomes fun. And then they tell me, I can't stop. I enjoy it. I feel neglected if I didn't get on my rebounder or expander for 15 minutes. You know, they enjoy it. So it's a full circle. Once we give them the help, just the little guidance to implement it simply in their day. A lot of people travel. How do I do? So the Perfect Day plan is very easy for them to do on the go as well. So I've had a great response from people.
Yeah. And I bet they're shocked that you actually answer the phone and that you allow them to call you as much as they need to, because as their program changes, we need to be there for them. And that's what I want everybody to understand out there. You know, when people come to take our trainings, we make it really evident that they need to honor people. You know, we're talking about a whole new system that we're doing where, you know, somebody may, when they get a consultation, whether it's nutritional, emotional, like when they go to Dean, they can call him for the rest of their life and he's going to be there to support them, because we're not going to get it all today. It's a new language. It's a step-by-step thing. And that's what Dean was just saying, is that it's a step-by-step. And as the person grows, Dean goes with them. And that's probably why you're so busy. And I know that's why you're so busy, because most people fall off the cliffs. And we know that. I guarantee you, how was your health? How was your wife's health, Rachel's health, and family's health? You know, what happens is, am I right or wrong? It's only temporary. Health is only temporary.
It is. And if people think, oh, I'm going to put poison and toxins in my body and still have my body at optimum health. You can't continually do that and expect your body to operate at optimum health. You've got to lovingly put nutrition in, structured water, and good positive thoughts, right? So you're not going to, if you're not, look at athletes, if they're not constantly practicing, they're not going to go out in the field after being off for 4 months without any practice. You've got to keep this up, and it's a lifestyle change. And everybody thinks, oh, I drink water or I'm eating healthy. And then when we get into it, they're like, whoa, Yeah, no, I don't. And we thought we were eating pretty healthy. And yeah, I'm 252 pounds at my heaviest, and I'm eating healthy, right? So we were both struggling with weight problems, and there's emotional attachment with that as well. It's a barrier. It's a, keep people away from me. And you want to feel good for a few seconds. So you eat something bad, and then you feel bad for eating that. And it's just bad moods, bad foods, and it's a vicious cycle. Then you're making bad decisions with your relationships, with your work, and then every day life sucks. And it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to have joy every day, and that's what I help bring to your day is your joy. Let's get your joy back. And that's what it took for me. I held myself back a lot, so it was slower for me to get that joy back, let that little kid come out and play. But my wife was on board. I took your advice when I left the first time, and I booked the next whole life coach for Rachel and myself. And we came, and I got off the plane, and the first thing I thought was, uh-oh, what have I done? And I was nervous, but inherently I knew I wanted to go through this course 3 times for myself, and I needed it, and we needed it for our relationship. And not that, well, you think, oh, we have a pretty good relationship. Well, really you don't. If you don't love yourself, truly, you can't give what you don't have. And I didn't love myself. I had so much hatred from, childhood that I just kept shoving down, right? What do we do when we don't deal with our emotions properly? You just keep shoving it down. And it comes out. It's going to blow sooner or later. And fortunately, I had a passion to want to help people and started looking for something to make a change because I could see it wasn't a fit what I was doing in my life. And our whole health has changed now. We're 180 degrees from where we were.
Would you say that you had a traumatic upbringing, or what was your upbringing like?
Yeah, I would. Really young, I was abused by a Catholic priest, and I never told my parents about it, so I internalized that. I was terrified to tell anybody, and I blocked it out for a long time. And then my dad was in Vietnam. He did 2 tours, so he was, military, and a lot of yelling and screaming. He had a short fuse, and you kind of get used to it somewhat as a kid. And but at the same time, he was jokey and fun to be around, and he would sponsor and do everything that I wanted to do. He would be involved 110%. I was a martial arts expert, 2nd degree black belt. He was there at every training that I went to. I played the drums. He was at every single drum lesson for 6 years. Baseball, he became a baseball coach, but he could never say, "I love you, son. Good job, son." And he didn't know how to express that. And so my hatred towards him, and I blocked out all the fun, jokey things he would like to do for a long time because it was my perception of our relationship. It was all me, how I looked at our relationship. And once I was doing the mind mapping, doing the 12 loving steps for myself, I was able to look back and change my history. And thank you, Dad. Thank you for what you did for me. And I see now he tried to make me tough because of a world that scared the fire out of him. He didn't want me to get eaten alive, right? Because I was always kind of quiet, kind of reserved. And I think that tied directly into being abused. And I remember being outgoing and talkative as a youngster. And then all of a sudden, it's like something changed and I shut down. And it just builds. You don't get better from that if you don't do anything with it. It just builds. And that self-hatred. I had myself in jail. And to finally let it go, the first time I went through your course, I started to let it go. And it was hard for me to relax. You said relax. I am relaxed. I didn't know how to just enjoy the moment, be in the moment, and appreciate things. And what a journey I've been on from that rough self-abuse program that I ran to now where I'm appreciating beauty every day. I'm doing loving things for myself because I matter and I deserve love. I deserve to be loved, but I fill my cup first.
Yeah, well, you know
I
what?
turned it around.
That's amazing. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. My father was similar. And, my father, I don't remember if my father ever told me that he loved me. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I'll tell you, his work boot, usually found its place right up my bum. But the thing is the same thing is what we need to realize. Just think what our parents came from. That's the whole breaking from the herd, learning how to love yourself. I mean, just think of the legacy that you are creating with all of these people. Like, as you were telling me about probably about 6 weeks ago, about how you have all these people come to you with emotional issues of physical and sexual abuse, and you have to understand something. Even, please don't get me wrong, but, I mean, it's become a gift. So what was your curse has now become your gift, because you can show these people a way out. And then because of their emotional abuse and toxicity that they've been living with for most of their life, it's creating all these emotional blocks that create the physical blocks. They're getting, look at the package they're getting with you. You've been through it. You're not pretending. And look at you, were 265 pounds. Look at you. You're a lean, keen muscle machine now. And your shoulders are down. You're staying in the moment. You're able to take these people on a physical and emotional level and give them back their life. I mean, if that's not empowering, so I got to just take a look at, when we look at people that have abused us, we have to forgive them. We definitely don't. And the thing is, we got to love ourselves enough that we don't allow that to happen anymore. Because, the love you have for yourself is the love you're going to give. And that's your protection. If you don't love yourself, then you're not going to protect yourself. So we and you are doing right now is teaching people to respect, protect, and honor themselves and take that back. I mean, think about this, Dean. I mean, I merely want you to think about this when this show is over today. What you're actually giving people. And then don't ask yourself why you're so busy and you're so booked. I'll tell you why. Because you've mastered things on a physical and emotional level. And when you've done that, people need it. They want it.
That's right. I've experienced it, and I come through the other side, and they can too. I don't have any hatred for that priest. I let that go. Forgave him. I didn't have any hatred towards my dad. I understood he did the best he can. He treated me better than his parents treated him. And I can now, your struggles are your success. I can now help people and share that. And there's no guilt. There's no shame that I carried around for years, and I can let them be the light that they truly need to be, because I've experienced it. I've been there, and I know what it feels like to hate yourself for that many years. I went through a period of time in my life where nothing mattered. I didn't matter, so nothing else did. I didn't care about anyone or anything. Door was wide open, and I just did whatever. And as I started to change a little bit, I was always into, it goes back to looking at health and things. And so there was always something on my heart that wanted to go that route, but I couldn't get out of my own way to do it for a period of time in my life. And as I got older, I finally started to look more at things to help myself, and that's what led me to meeting you.
If you don't mind, you don't have to get into it in detail or anything like that, but I want you to, for all of those couples out there that would like to have a better relationship, can you tell me, with the training that you've done and all the consulting that you've been doing for couples in the area and helping them bridge the gap and truly find their spirit within inside themselves so that they can reunite on a beautiful, loving level. What was your relationship like, and how is it now? Like, if you don't mind, just I think our listeners need to listen to this, because they need to know that however good you think your relationship is or how bad it is, that you haven't even scratched the surface. And I want Dean to say it, because I want him to tell you on a personal level, and then I want you to understand that we all have that opportunity to not just rekindle the flame, but to actually become the flame. Dean, tell me what it's been like, that road with you, because that's your most important relationship besides yourself is your partner. So tell me about that.
Yeah, that's true. And, as of a week ago, we've been married 19 years. And everybody says, oh, well, we had our ups and downs. And, you go through a period of time where, we had to ask ourselves, what are we doing? You become so involved in your self-hate and your self-loathing that you're not affectionate anymore, right? You're more of a roommate than a husband. And it changed the way we are able to talk to each other, because a lot of what do couples do? We did it. What's on your mind right now? What are you thinking of? Well, I don't want to talk about that. Why? And then it starts this whole argument over nothing. And now I can say, you know what? I don't feel like talking about it right now, but I will in a little while when I'm ready. And she's totally fine with that now. We went from, yeah, of course we love each other, but we couldn't really love each other to the full extent because, again, of that self-hatred for each one of us had, right? We each had a barrier of weight around us to keep the other away. And as we started doing the 12 loving steps together and the couples connection, what an amazing journey. And we've done it for 20 minutes where she gets to talk and I don't respond till the next day. We've done it where we both just talk for hours afterwards. And it's really been an amazing experience, and it puts everything on the table. She knows exactly what I'm thinking. I'm not afraid I would not tell her things going on in my life or what my plans and my vision is, because I'm afraid to scare the fire out of her for what I'm thinking. Or she'll, judge me for that, or she'll say, no, we can't do that. We don't have the money, or you can't. And now it's, okay, is that what you want to do? Then you'll figure out how to do it. Go ahead. And it's totally different. And half the time, I don't even tell her. I say, I just bought this camera equipment for my show. And I'm, okay, great. And then she'll be, well, I haven't seen you up there doing anything. What are you doing? Are you making your show? So she's an encourager. Get going with it. It's not, well, you shouldn't have spent that money on the camera and this and that. And it's totally changed how we talk to each other, how we interact with each other. We can have peaceful, quiet times just sitting together on the couch because we're just in tune. Our frequencies are there, and we can share whatever's on our mind with each other without judgment. That's been the biggest thing doing that couples connection is we don't judge, and just everything builds from there, and our relationship is never stronger. We started changing the first time we came back from that course, and it's just grown exponentially from there, just stronger and closer. Really amazing. So I can see now how, as we were going through that, how we thought we've been together for so long. We've got such a good relationship. We really didn't. It was average at best because we weren't open and sharing with each other and being the best we could be for each other. So now it's totally different. And we share whatever thoughts come to mind. And she even would talk about, oh, I had that thought when you did X, Y, or Z. And I went, nope, that's the old me. And she said, I let it go. And we talk about it because looking back, even just 2 years ago, it would have been a fight over, you can't spend that, you can't do that, we don't have the, and so both of us with her dreams of where she wants to go with this, and myself, we just support each other 100%. It's really refreshing, and our relationship isn't a job. It's a joy to be with one another, and it's a joy. It's not work. Our hearts melt together and we're just with each other. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and look at the gift that you got for being so courageous. You got a beautiful relationship, but also now you're so successful at doing the personal treatment and trainings. And if you don't know about them out there, that's something that I put together years ago, and it's part of our trainings with everyone. And Dean is so successful at it with personal treatment and trainings with couples where they come to us, they come to Dean, they come to our other master trainers throughout North America and even into Europe, okay? And what they do is they'll come from anywhere from 5 days to even longer, but the shortest being 5 days. And what we do is we teach them how to work on each other and be able to get rid of all those scar tissue issues in their joints, in their body. How would you like to have your own therapist laying beside you, your own therapist supporting you? Two people coming together and being the main support therapy for each other. Oh my gosh, I have a neck problem, hip problem, knee problem, I got a fibroid. Yeah, even a fibroid, endometriosis, doesn't matter. You know what? Teaching two people to come together and work on each other and support each other and actually have real answers about nutrition, detoxification. And that's why, you know what? If it wasn't the work that you did between you and Rachel, you wouldn't be so successful at these personal treatment and trainings and teaching people about how to create the perfect day. So understand, people, I'll let Dean talk about it, but it's where people will come to us for 5 days, and they'll come for anywhere, usually for about 6 hours a day, where they're learning about how to do all this deep tissue work, how to do proper exercise, okay, how to do proper nutrition, how to do proper detoxification, how to actually change their minds, because where your minds go, your body follows. All of this is in a beautiful package. 5 days to change your life. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your experiences with this?
Yeah, it's really amazing. I have people coming here to see me, and I travel to see them. And the couple that was here just recently, they came because her husband had scoliosis, and she wanted to be able to work on him to get him back to enjoying life. He's always walking with pain. He has a limp when he walks, and he's hunched over. And so she's going to be able to work his whole body now. And not only that, but he can work on her. And they were really amazed that after the first day, how much they got it. And they were able to work on each other and get results in just the first day. And then they want to talk more about nutritional consultations now. And it really sparked something in them to want to learn more. And recently I came back from Connecticut, and I did a couple treatment and training. And she had a pad on her C7, which was, very thick, and she had no feeling there. So I did the 5 days with them, but I did a deep tissue session on her, and I was leaning in with all I had. And she goes, "You could go harder." That was it. That was all I had. She couldn't feel it. She could feel the pressure, but she couldn't feel it. She had no feeling up there. And after the week, she had started to get some feeling back in that, because I worked on it a second time for her. And then her husband can clean that up and get her back to normal, right? Because she carried the weight of the world on her shoulders. So she had like a little camel's hump in between her shoulders that was 40 years of issues that she had been carrying there. So that was really fun. And I do enjoy to travel, so it was fun to go up there. And then I really love it when people come here as well. I'm home. We've got all my equipment here, so they can be under the Bioptron. They get the pelvic expander. They do the Avicin, and they really get to play with that equipment at night when they're practicing on each other and working themselves out. So
very good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and you know something, what people don't realize, and you've got to get this in, everyone. The big thing now is nerve pain, okay? And nerve pain is going to be the big drug push. And understand something, nerve pain, and I do mean 99% of it, 98, 99% of it, all nerve pain is scar tissue. You heard what I said. It's inflammation, okay, that inflames the nerve, and then eventually gets scar tissue wrapped around it. That's why, when you get sciatic problem, you can't put your heel on the ground. Or when you go to walk, you feel that pulling and burning. All that is scar tissue and crystallization. Now the nerve can't move through the sheath properly, smoothly, so it's getting stuck. And when it gets stuck, that's when you have that pain. And just like that lady that Dean went to do the 5-day personal treatment and training on, she did not have a nerve problem. She had so much scar tissue, crystallization, and calcium wrapped around that C7 that had deadened the nerve. You know what I really love? And I've got lots of testimonials where surgeons will say, well, the nerve is dead, it'll never come back again. Well, that's not even true. It is true for the surgeon because he wasn't educated properly. When you finally get rid of the scar tissue, the crystallization, and you return the displaced calcium back to the bones, that nerve is going to come back alive. The only reason why a nerve does not work is if it's been cut. These nerves are not cut. They are strangulated. So the problem is that when there's no nerve flow anymore, and that's because it's strangulated because of the scar tissue. So let's make that perfectly clear that nerve pain, okay, is a fallacy. and it can be reversed, okay, by Dean or any of our master trainers, or you can come to us. But if you think you have to live with it, I'll give you a money back guarantee. We'll give you a money back guarantee with any of our trainers and myself that the first treatment will give you the courage, the faith that you know you can reverse the rest, and we'll follow through. So understand something, everyone. What you think you know, you don't know. And until you know, you don't know. Okay? So, Dean, thanks for that. Okay? And also, Dean, I think everybody should know too, you ran a group, and you're part of a group called Healing Strong, correct? And that group deals with chronic disease and deals with a lot of cancer. And you were dealing with that group and working with that group and creating a support team in your area even before you even decided to come for this training. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. And it's, people often think, well, it's a cancer support group, so you're going to focus on the negativity, cancer this, cancer that. Well, that's what you're going to continue to get if you do that. This is giving people hope. A lot of people that come have been to the medical system and they've got no more hope. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. And this group is supporting them with whatever they decide, whatever they thought they should do for themselves, chemo, radiation, whatever they did. We can help you heal. We can help you where you're at. And we show them information. It's just about uplifting them, giving them hope. And that's been an amazing journey because I can't tell you how many times they come and, you know, the doctor said I only have X amount to live and I don't know what to do. You know, they're scared to death. And we take the fear away. And then they can come and see me. And again, I'm giving them hope. There is a difference. There was a gentleman I was working on. One time I did deep tissue and then I didn't see him for 3 weeks. I called him the next day. He said, I'm doing fine. And then he called me up and booked another session and then was 100%. He did a 180-degree turn. The relief he got from that, he was so overjoyed. He changed his whole life. He stopped drinking. His nutrition, he changed. He was all in. We did a perfect day nutritional, the emotional consultation. And I've just recently worked on his whole body and I worked on his face just recently. And he said, people, it's the third session. And they keep saying, wow, whatever you're doing, keep it up. You look amazing. You look 10 years younger. Holy cow, what are you doing? And that's what he gets constantly over and over again. He lost a whole bunch of weight. He turned his life around. And it started by just, you know, meeting at a group, showing them that there's a way. Hey, you do this? Oh, and he just invested a little bit in himself and it turned into changing his whole life. It's really amazing. So, and there's groups all over the United States, these support groups. There's no judgment. It's confidential, so you can feel free to share with everybody. And you can healingstrong.org, and you can, you know, look it up on Facebook as well. And there's a lot of good nutritional things you can look at for healthy recipes as well as, you know, in the perfect day plan. So there's a lot of different things that people can do to change their diet, and it's easy and it doesn't cost a lot. People think it costs. What's the cost associated with that? It's really you're eating less because you're eating healthier. So, and that's the feedback I get from people in the groups and people who've gone through the nutritional is I'm eating less and I feel better. My energy's up. I come home and I play with the kids instead of plopping down on the couch watching TV. So, and it's just been a week of their lifestyle change. And so now they're really digging in. They're getting traction. After just a week, I feel this good. They don't want to go back to the way they were before. So we're giving people hope that, you know, the medical system isn't the only way to heal. You know, it's like you've said before, when you go to the 911 for your health and nutrition, you're going to become a 911. And I see it all the time. The doctor said, I got to have the surgery. Well, if you believe it, then go have it. But if you don't want it, don't go in there scared. Look at other alternatives, whether it's me or somebody else, to heal naturally, because there is a way. You know, you forgot who you are, who created you, God Almighty. God doesn't make junk, and you can heal. He put the tools there for you. You just got to use your knowledge and wisdom to find it and take care of yourself.
Thank you, Dean. Yeah, I want everybody to understand that. And I will tell you this, and you can believe it or not believe it, doesn't much matter. But we have people coming to us from all over the world for the personal treatment and trainings. And they'll call up and say, well, I'm booked for knee surgery, hip surgery, or I have a shoulder problem, or I have a spinal problem, scoliosis, or they're going to fuse my vertebrae. And we'll tell them, well, come here, we'll give you a money back guarantee if we can't turn that story around. And I'll tell you right now, you can check with my staff because it's going to be hard to believe, but we have had nobody go to surgery that we know of that has come to us in the last 7 years. How's that? And it's not like we're not busy, because we are. We have continually people coming locally and people from all over the world. And we send our trainers all over the world. So understand that. And just like the same thing that Dean does. He does his PTTs down there, and he has local people coming to him. And Dean, I think you said that people are looking at, if it's an emergency, like they really need it, that you can take them. You've always got space, but usually you've got about a 10-day right now, that if somebody wanted to book, it could take about 10 days before they could get into you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I've been really busy doing what I love, and I'm booking 2 weeks in advance, and so it's really amazing. Staying busy doing what I love and helping people heal. So it's great. And I want to share with you a story. Lady, I did her 5th session. Now, with this deep tissue, you have to go to their comfort level. And I had to go a little bit easier with her. So it took 5 treatments where it probably could have been done in 3, 2.5. She, her option was pain meds for the rest of her life or amputate her foot. And she broke down when she was here last week because she was considering getting her foot cut off because the pain had been so bad, and she had been getting relief. Physical therapy, they've been telling her, keep doing what you're doing. And then the 5th time she just broke down. I have my life back. And she was that close to cutting off her foot for the pain. So, her beliefs, there was something inherent in her that wanted to heal naturally. Nobody really wants to get an amputation, but she was considering it. And she listened to that little inner voice to go and do that. And now she's interested in doing a little more for herself, doing the nutritional and talking about the emotional. So that's usually how it goes. They get their foot in with the healing and they feel great. And then they want to do a little more for themselves, get their energy back. Yeah.
Beautiful. And understand something, everybody. It's not like the other therapists or even the medical system is lying, because that's all they know. But understand, when they say there's nothing we can do or you just need to do this, that's not true. And if you think you need to get surgery, like Dean said, you go get surgery. But if you would rather not have surgery and you want to have faith in your God above and your body's power to heal, then you come and see us and we'll give you a money back guarantee that you're not going to surgery. Now, we're not going to ever do anything to risk anybody. So understand, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when it comes to medical emergencies, nobody does that better than the medical system. We're talking about chronic health care. And I hope everybody understands something, that 95 to 98% of all surgeries are a chronic health care problem. So that means that you do not have to be rushed off to surgery, no matter, even if the doctor's going, well, make a decision now. We got to do this now. We'll get you in now. If you want to save yourself and really have faith in that which created you, I promise you that, like I just said, 95 to 98%. And I'm going to tell you that 99%, we don't have people going to surgery, right? Unless it's critical care. Why aren't you caring enough to give your body a chance to prove that you are the healer? And that's the bottom line. Is there anything you'd like to say, Dean, before we leave our lovely audience?
Yeah, no, that's it. Just, you are the healer, Never forget who created you, and, you do have the power to heal within. You just got to start by taking that first step and loving yourself. And you'll be amazed at how that snowballs into turning your whole life around. So,
Dean, if I want to come and take a look at your information, what's your website?
Yeah, SileoWellness.com, SILEO wellness.com. You can reach me at 855-77-SILEO. And I'm on Facebook and the Sileo Wellness, and I have a YouTube channel, The Sileo Show. So check that out too.
Right. And just as we do, we want to get information out there. And, you know, our motto is we'll treat you at the beginning, but we're going to train you so that you end the treatments. Because, you know, once you learn how to master your mind, you master your body, you master your body, you master your life. And that's where it's at. So, Dean, one more time, can you give them your phone number slowly and your website, please? And just know this, everyone. You can call Dean and know he's going to call you back. And you can call Dean and ask your questions. Because guess what? You've got to know this. You've got to ask why until you've asked enough whys that you are wise. Dean, can you give me that phone number and that website again?
Absolutely. It's 1-855-77-SILEO, SILEO, SileoWellness.com. And my email is dean@SileoWellness.com. And I'm on Facebook, Sileo Wellness, and my YouTube channel is The Sileo Show. So check that out. I've got some stories on there where Darrell and I shared about some experiences I had working on people, and I'm going to be having local practitioners come and share what they do and help you on your journey. So don't check that out.
Thank you, Dean. Everybody, I'll tell you something. Oh, thank you. I'll tell you something right now, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. We're talking about a beautiful human being, and that is Dean Sileo. So please check out his information. All right? Just a couple little things before I go. Just know this, that every Monday and Friday, we have our live Q&A. They're going to be switched to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've probably had about, probably 100 texts and emails in the last probably 2 weeks saying, why is it at 11 p.m., 11 a.m. in the morning? So we changed it to 3 p.m. so that everybody can get it, mainly everyone, and we're Pacific Standard Time, everybody. So get your questions in on Intercom, and also know this, our shows are live, and you can put your questions on Facebook or Instagram, all right? And we're going to answer right away what those questions are. And if we don't know the answer, we're not going to make it up. We're going to find the answer for you. And just know this, that like I said, you question everything. You question authority. And understand, every move that you make should be a move that's taking your power back until you become the master of that day, that perfect day that you're going to repeat every day. And make sure you tune in to watch the Doc of Detox show on YouTube and Facebook. We do it every Wednesday, all right? And when you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below and make sure you click on the bell to enable notifications, all right? Thank you very much. Again, I want to thank you, Dean Sileo of Sileo Wellness out of Atlanta, Georgia, 40 minutes outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And I want all my listeners to know that the power to heal is inside of you. Let us help you find it. All right? God bless everyone, and take back your power. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.